important witness on the German side was Willy Siebert. He was studying to become a pharmacist, but then his tutor died and his training came to an end. From then on, he worked selling paint and varnish products. When the war broke out, he first served in the infantry, but from 1915, he was posted to a unit which was working on chemical warfare. He helped with preparations for the gas attacks. Later, at the Eastern Front, he was himself a victim of a gas attack and was forced to perform administrative work for the remainder of the war. In 1921, he emigrated to the United States.
It was finally decided to release the gas. The weathermen had got it right. It was a beautiful day. The sun was shining brightly. The patches of grass that still remained were lovely and green. It was a more suitable time for organizing a picnic, not for carrying out what we had in mind. Shortly after midday, the artillery began heavy bombardments. The French could do nothing but take shelter in their trenches. Just after the bombardments, we ordered our infantry to pull back and the gas bottles were opened. When the gas was released in the early evening, it was eerily quiet. We wondered what would happen. As the greenish-grey cloud drifted further in the direction of the front ahead of us, we suddenly heard French cries. Less than a minute later, they started to frantically fire their weapons and machine guns. I had never heard such a thing. Every field cannon, every machine gun, every weapon that the French possessed was fired simultaneously. I had never heard such a commotion in my life. The shower of bullets that flew over our heads was astounding, but they couldn't stop the gas. The wind carried it further in the direction of the French lines. We heard the cows bellow in fear, the horses whining in panic. The French continued to fire. They fired wildly. After a quarter of an hour, their firing began to subside, and after another 15 minutes, we heard just the occasional shot, and then everything fell silent. The cloud of gas cleared, and we set off, passing the empty gas bottles in the direction of the enemy. What we found was total death. Nothing, absolutely nothing had survived. All the animals had crawled out of their shelters to die.